6, wherever you are watching me, boys and girls. Once again, welcome for your lesson. This is a creative arts, and I'm also a visual arts, art and craft. And I want to take you through sampled questions that you have been sending to me concerning the last CAT you did. You have asked various questions. For example, there's a pupil by the name Josephine asking, what is weaving? And another one is wants to know the natural materials used in making a mat, that is doormat. Somebody else wants to know what is a collage, and then somebody else wants to know the materials required in collage. Now, I want to begin with the weaving. That's number one. Weaving is, what is weaving? That's what Josephine wants to know. And here is a possible answer, Josephine. And the rest, weaving is interlacing materials vertically and horizontally on a loom to form an item. Or you can simply say, Josephine, that weaving is done by passing threads over and under other threads on a loom. Then George wants me to remind him the natural materials used in making a mat. Remember, in making a mat, as far as our curriculum is concerned, CBC, there are those natural materials, and at the same time, there are many man-made materials. But here, we are interested George is interested to know the natural materials. Natural materials which you can use to make a mat include silk, cane, banana fibers. You can also use size of fibers. You can also use wool from a sheep. You can also use fibrous reeds, raffia, and of course, not forgetting banana sticks. And remember, these materials, they must undergo preparation. There are those which are supposed to be cut into small, thin strips. There are those which are supposed to be soaked. There are those which are supposed to undergo dyeing and many other processes. Kakai wants to know what is a collage. And here is a possible answer to you, Kakai, and the rest. A collage is a picture made by pasting all sticking materials of different texture on a surface. A collage is a picture made by pasting or sticking materials of different textures on a surface. And still on this one, I've seen many learners, many pupils confusing collage with mosaic. Remember, in collage, you use a variety of materials, many different materials to make up a pictorial composition. While in mosaic, you create a picture composition by pasting only one type of material. All of them, they involve pasting. In mosaic, only one material, but in collage, it's the opposite, many variety. And somebody wanted to know, what about montage? Montage is about creating a picture composition by cutting and pasting pictures that relate to make a story. So you cut the whole pictures and you stick them, and those pictures must be related. For example, if you are making a city, a composition or a pictorial composition based on a city, we expect those pictures you cut, for example, to be of people crossing on the zebra crossing, pictures of street lights, pictures of skyscrapers, pictures of vehicles, in a jam, many vehicles, mlolongo wa magari, and such, street lights and what have you. But we don't expect, if it is a city composition using Mondange, to see pictures of wild animals inside the city. No. So, wild animals are found in game reserves and what have you. What about smudge? With this smudge, you learn this one in grade 4. It's a technique of shading to create that effect of light and dark, which is known as tonal value, by applying, or rather, by smearing color onto a surface using dry media like crayon, use charcoal, and also chalk sticks, or even a colored chalk. Then there is a cross-hatching technique. This one you learn in grade 5. It is also creating tonal value on a drawn object, whereby you use lines that cross over each other diagonally to create that impression of dark and light. And now that you are in year 6, you have also been taught by a wonderful teacher that to create the same effect of light and dark, boys and girls, you use a technique known as stippling, stippling. That is usage of dots on you use dots on an object, so that you can create that impression of light and dark. Where the dots are more concentrated, that side, that area becomes the dark area, and also the rough area, if you want to correct texture. Where the dots are spaced, then that area becomes the what? The light area. Then the last question is about which materials and tools are used in collage. In collage, you can use a variety of materials and also tools. And here I've sampled some of the materials and tools. One, you can use different textured materials, e.g. sand, tree barks, eggshells, tree barks, yes, I've mentioned that one, sand, different colored soils. You can also use beads. You can also use, what else? There are so many things you can use. Again, you also need a stiff paper on which you stick your materials. After drawing the outline where you are going to stick your objects, those different materials to come out with that pictorial composition based on collage. You also need these cheap surfaces include manila paper, cardboard, hardboard, a hardboard, carton box, and what have you, a clipboard, and what have you. You also need adhesive, and that adhesive, the choice of the adhesive depends on the material you are using. If the materials are too heavy, you need strong glue. If they are not, you just need the normal office glue. You also need paint for what? So that now you can, those spaces which have been left out after you stick your materials, you can paint there to make your pictorial composition more appetizing, more attractive, more beautiful. You also need the brush to apply the paint. You also need a pair of scissors for cutting, for trimming your materials into the right size. You also need, if you don't have a scissors, you can also look for a cutting blade. You also need pencils for drawing the outline, that surface you are working on. You need to draw the borderline, and you need also to sketch your what? You are drawing, and how you are going to stick, to paste your objects. You also need a ruler and eraser, because you can make a mistake. And those are some of the materials and tools that you use in collage. Otherwise, have a good day. See you together. But don't forget, so that now we can still grow in Mafunzo New Curriculum. These lessons are for you, for your benefit. As you view, also think about your colleague who is in your neighborhood, next door, next estate, near school, your desk mate. Let us sell out. Let us talk to these people so that they can also assess and benefit the way you have benefited. And it happens that If you don't get it right after viewing for the first time, you can repeat the video as many times as you want until you get it all. For now, from bye.